Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. For those of you never hearing the words Toley Ranz, listen up. Toley Ranz, it's about being happy. It's about love. It's about doing so much and loving ourselves, each other, and really advancing in equality and non-gender, non-bias, and really about inclusion and helping so many of kids around the world. And thanks to Anke Otto, who's joining us today. It's her program. Again, it's called Toley Ranz Program. We're here to talk today more about that. But first and foremost, let me introduce the woman in charge, founder and creator, award-winning author, shamanic life coach, veteran educator, so many titles under her belt. And she seems most proud of and passionate about this Toley Ranz program. So what is it? Anke Wolf, welcome back.
What an introduction. Thank you.
A fascinating woman. It makes it easy.
Thank you, Jill. Yeah, I am a veteran educator, and I think I still am, even many years retired. But education or sharing knowledge is just my calling, I think. And yes, you're right. My baby is Toley Ranz. It is a program I created in an inner city school in Norfolk, Virginia, when I was teaching sixth graders. And, you know, many inner city schools, there is poverty galore, also emotional and soul poverty. So what I felt I needed to give them was beauty and stillness for their soul. So that's how Toley Ranz came about. And it developed into a program which helps stop bullying. But the program itself, we're focusing on prevention. And our prevention is called Before, in capital letters. Before we need to say, stop bullying. Before we need to use the phrase anti-bullying. So the Toley Ranz program is truly geared for parents and teachers, facilitators, for instance, in Boys and Girls Clubs, to implement the entire program and use the protagonist, Toley Ranz, as the tool and aid, helper, to communicate between adult and child. And you know, you're a mother, how easy it is for a child to talk to a third entity and trust that entity many times more than telling parents what's going on. And that is, Toley Ranz represents the inner voice of any child, actually of ourselves, the adults too.
Yeah,
and like the voice of wrong and right, you know.
And by the way, if you're just on the podcast, she's holding up the Toley Ranz doll, which is beautiful. I have two of them for my children, and you click the button, and I mean, first of all, the colors on Toley Ranz, just beautiful, colorful, red, blue, green, yellow, and you click the button, and it's all the positive affirmations, right?
The girls are braiding.
Yep.
Yeah, so gender-free.
Perfect. Well, how do parents start this program at home?
What a wonderful question. Yes. It is actually pretty simple. What we as parents, grandparents, teachers want to achieve is that children get curious about something. First of all, most of all, curious about life, what they can learn. And the first step is placing Toley Ranz in different spots in the house, in the room, in the classroom. Whether we have Toley Ranz over here, kids will say, what's that? Who is that? And then we say, we'll talk about it. Don't answer right away.
Yeah.
keep it a little bit a secret, a little bit
Mhm.
mysterious. And you do that for 3-4 days, and then you start talking. What is tolerance? What do you think? And you engage with children. And then the best part of it is that we then bring the tolerance books, the story books,
Yeah.
where tolerance, the imaginary character, a little bit mysterious, brings out the best in every child. And the stories are simple stories about a little boy who loves soccer, but in school he loves his purple pencil.
Yeah.
And you know, as a mom of boys, purple is not a boy's color in most of the opinions of boys. So they tease Sammy terribly. And then tolerance appears. Psst, psst. Listen to yourself, to your inner voice.
Yeah. Listen
And
to your
tolerance
voice.
teaches them. So combining the implementation, combining the tolerance doll with the books. And then, of course, we have the books are, let me put it this way. The books are 3 stories.
Okay.
They're individually complete, but together, in all 3 in one book, gives the children this introduction to the struggle of that little boy, Sammy.
Yeah.
His purple pencil. And then in the second book, where he begins to say, oh my God, Ranz is telling me I'm listening to Ranz. And in the third one, he said, hey, boys, you might not like my purple pencil, but come on, let's play soccer. And he introduces his little adversaries to Ranz with kindness and understanding. And they are finding their own tolerance and listen.
Beautiful.
So for parents, it is very important that we also focus on their emotional well-being in stress times. How many parents have to work 2-3 jobs? And many times they are too stressed to even pay attention to children cooking, homework, getting ready for the next job, babysitter. It's horrific. So it is important that we have also something for parents. I take care of the parents. As a life coach, I know their needs. I try to heal their energy level, bring the energy level up so they feel good about themselves. And this old saying, you're okay, they're okay.
Yeah.
Parents are okay, their children are okay. Don't you agree to that?
I do.
Most parents do. So in that effective parent strategy, I'm helping parents to discover how they can become a emotional detective. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
Being an emotional detective means actually to really pinpoint what is it that my child needs right now in during the tantrum he or she is throwing. And many times, or most times, we are stressed, we're upset, and our needs are not met. So what is it that we need? Oh gosh, sometimes just a 5 minutes quietness.
Yeah.
And that is what parents will get out of that complete tolerance program.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, before we continue, how do we find Ranz on the internet? Phone number, tell us, how do we get the books?
Wonderful. Ranz, that is ToleyRanz.com. Or you can reach me at info@toleyranz.com.
Thank you. And let's continue to shake and move here. We're going to talk more about the involvement. We have the books, obviously. We have the plush animal. We have the workbook. What else do we have? And what else is involved in the whole program?
In the whole program, it's involved that we, as Toley Ranz program, help parents with what I call the Toley Ranz 10-point honor code. You know, it's one of those points that we would like to put on the fridge so kids can see it. And those 10 points are actually pro-social skills. So being respectful or accepting others for whom they are, not taking drugs is a given.
Yeah.
Being a role model, all these. And those 10 points are not just 10 lines we print and put on the fridge. No, there is a complete activity book for the parents to work with the children. It occupies the children. It gives children with every step. Let's take the example as number 1, accept others for whom they are. So what could that mean? Could that mean that my new classmate wears a hijab? Does that mean that my soccer buddy is from a Spanish-speaking country? Does that mean that the new student or the new neighborhood kid is in a wheelchair? Is what we're pointing out. Be generous in your feelings. And again, I'm coming back to the parents. The parents must have help. And we are giving that help to the parents. Turn off the TV. Take the coloring book for the youngest of the children. This program is geared for 5 to 10-year-olds. So take pencil and paper, color the Toley Ranz, or do some work in the activity book. Hello, moms and dads, you have that in front of you while you cook. And the kids can sit at the kitchen table going through activities. They're fun and full of colorful illustrations, all about Toley Ranz. By the way, where does the name Toley Ranz come from? Do you have any idea?
Good question. Tell us.
Toley Ranz is tolerance. And all I did was split the word tolerance and created the first and the last name. And when kids discover that, it is fascinating to see what they can do with it. Or play a piece of music and ask them to draw something in what they think is tolerance. Or take one of the 10 points in the honor code and tell a story. So, Jill, what we're trying to do, and your question, what is it all about, is to strengthen children's inner self-belief, their sense of wrong and right. And in all those endeavors, Toley Ranz is at their side. And why? Because Toley Ranz represents their voice. You know, we adults have that inner voice, and we know sometimes, oh gosh, this is not going to work out. But we're still going for it. Only to find out we did not listen to our own inner voice, our gut feeling.
Amazing. By the way, Toley Ranz, I love that. You explained and by the way, how many years ago did you create this? I mean, as an educator, share just a little bit of your background, because it plays into why you started this program. You worked with children your whole life and saw what was happening in this inner city school, right?
Yes. You know, inner city schools. It doesn't matter in which city. And Norfolk, Virginia was a very, with the military there, a lot of transition taking place, people moving in and out. And children don't feel, in many ways, insecure. They feel insecure. And giving them some feeling of security within the classroom, that was my goal. And I think we did accomplish that, because those years were quite successful. And I was nominated for the President's Service Award then under Bill Clinton. So then life got in the way, and I let Toley Ranz sleep for many years. And about 5-7 years ago, I brought it back out. And now, with our so intolerant society, I think Toley Ranz is needed more than ever before.
Well, thank you again. Just remind us how we could reach out to you before we continue.
Yeah. The website is toleyranz.com. That is TOLEYRANZ.com, or info@toleyranz.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. So also we want to point out with your work that you're doing here, that you've been doing, is the material all part of the program that you showed us before? The books, the whole process, the plush doll, is there like a package to get everything to all in one?
Yes. And that is on toleyranz.com/shop. And we have some news where in a few weeks we're going to have an app for the world to get to know Toley Ranz. So that is going to be our new endeavor.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wow. And we've talked about this. I mean, this is such a beautiful thing that's helping so many families, so many children, which is so important. But, I could see Toley Ranz as the next cartoon character or YouTube star. And if anyone out there, is interested in investing to helping Anke Otto Wolf out, this is just a beautiful cause to help so many children. You never know who you're going to meet, who's listening, who could help, because this could be bigger than big, larger than life. And, you're based out of, you're in Sedona, right?
Sedona, Arizona.
Now, do you have work with specific classes there? Are you in certain schools? Could you share a little bit about that?
We did, yes, we even had that in libraries, and where children came for weeks on a certain day, and we did the program together. And that library, they have that in their Stop Bullying resource department. So yes, I do workshops, I do webinars, and helping parents in my capacity as a life coach. I discovered when I speak to parents, especially single moms, who need help the most. And that's how I really, really saw the disconnect between parents who need emotional support and that they are incapable of helping their children, supporting them emotionally. And that disconnect, I think I really closed with the Effective Parents and the Toley Ranz program together in one, where we can help parents and children at the same time. And to me, that is more important than helping the parents and then maybe opportunity to help the children. No, I believe that first, the parents, they are most important. They come first. Most parents don't believe that, but they come first. If they're okay, the kids are okay. So that, I think, is how we can help parents and children to find more emotional balance.
Oh, thank you so much. What else did you want to share for today? We still have 5 minutes left, Anke Otto Wolf. So just want to remind you, and being that this is our last show, it's bittersweet. I won't say goodbye in a few minutes. I'll say till next time because I hope we'll still remain friends. And you never know what could happen. But to inspire those family members and children and schools and institutions and libraries to get involved with this program, what else would you say?
I think it's very important that we as adults, no matter what profession, as adults, recognize, let me add the young parent to that.
Yeah.
Young parents might not, in their joy having that little bundle, realize that emotional education starts at birth. And my granddaughter just gave me my first great-grandchild.
Oh my gosh.
And yes, and this child is 5 months old. I cannot tell you the reaction of his face when he saw Toley Ranz. It is amazing. It's the colors. He doesn't know. It's the colors. Psychologically, they enjoy. It raises his positive energy the moment he sees that.
Yeah.
And that goes on when children play 2, 3, 4 years old, pre-K. What do? Go to kindergarten. It's not over.
Yeah.
When they come home. We as parents, grandparents, we need to continue. And many times, of course, we don't have time. We are down. We listen to news and everything falls apart.
Got it.
That energy is felt by the children. They don't know what energy is.
So is, yeah.
But parents, they need parents. Hello. You need to take care of your own energy. And don't discuss politics or bills to be paid in front of your little ones. You can't. You damage their energy. They don't know what it is. They can't put it into words. But then all of a sudden you discover your child is sad. Why? But it was bombarded with all the negativity. And the child doesn't know how to get out of it. So we need some helpers. And Toley Ranz is the right helper. Let me grab it again. Toley Ranz is the helper that can help parents to make their children feel better.
Beautifully said. Anke Otto Wolf. I'm going to miss you. Again, this is our last show together, but she still continues to inspire so many with this program. Again, children, adults, families, listen up. It's just so beautiful to help children, and you're passionate about that. And clearly, with your career, with your family life, again, congratulations. It's beautiful. So in closing, how did you want to say our farewell?
I don't say farewell because I don't see a farewell there. No, I see you soon. So yes, thank you for having me, and thank you for all your listeners and viewers out there. I really appreciate your interest.
And so do we. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Have a great day. Till next time, okay?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.